Each night, as you surrender to sleep, a profound spiritual process begins, one that Edgar understood through his remarkable insights into the nature of consciousness. During deep sleep, your soul gently loosens its connection to your physical vessel, embarking on journeys through subtle realms while your body rests in renewal. This separation isn't complete. A silver cord of energy remains, tethering your spiritual essence to your physical form. This is why you can return instantly when needed. The ancient wisdom keepers across cultures recognize this phenomenon, from the Egyptian Ka that wanders while the body sleeps to the Aboriginal Dreamtime journeys. This understanding transcends cultural boundaries. The evidence of this nocturnal liberation surrounds us. Consider how your awareness shifts as you drift towards sleep. That floating sensation, the dissolution of physical boundaries, the feeling of expanding beyond your skin. These aren't mere neurological phenomena, but the first stages of your soul preparing for its nightly excursion. Those moments when you jerk awake suddenly. This is often your soul rapidly returning to your body, sometimes triggered when you venture too far too quickly in your spiritual travels. The universal experience of falling in dreams similarly reflects this transition between physical and non-physical states of being. During these sacred hours, your consciousness operates in a different dimension, where time flows differently and space isn't confined to 3 dimensions. This explains why dream experiences can feel like they last for hours when only minutes have passed in physical reality. The soul exists beyond the constraints of linear time. What we call deep sleep is actually when your soul travels furthest from your physical form. This stage isn't unconsciousness, but rather consciousness directed elsewhere. The regenerative power of sleep comes not just from physical rest, but from this spiritual liberation, allowing your true essence to reconnect with higher realms of wisdom and energy. Rudolf Steiner observed that this regular communion with spiritual dimensions is essential for human health and development. Without it, we become spiritually malnourished, disconnected from our deeper purpose and the cosmic intelligence that sustains us. Modern science unwittingly confirms aspects of this ancient understanding. Sleep researchers document that something profound happens during deep sleep that cannot be explained through purely physiological mechanisms. The brain's electrical patterns during this time resemble those seen in advanced meditators who describe experiences of cosmic consciousness. The vividness of your morning intuition often results from information gathered during these nocturnal journeys. The solutions to problems that mysteriously appear upon waking, the creative inspirations that seem to arrive fully formed. These are treasures your soul brings back from its travels. Learning to recognize and remember these journeys constitutes a profound spiritual practice. By setting intentions before sleep and maintaining awareness as you transition between waking and sleeping states, you can gradually build a bridge between your daytime consciousness and your soul's nighttime explorations. This understanding transforms how we perceive sleep, not as a passive state of unconsciousness, but as an active spiritual process of liberation and renewal. When Edgar accessed his remarkable insights, he revealed that sleep isn't an interruption of spiritual work, but rather its continuation on different planes of existence. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, recognize that you stand at the threshold of spiritual adventure. Your body will rest, but your essence, your true self, prepares to soar beyond physical limitations, to reconnect with the infinite wisdom of the cosmic consciousness, and to bring back insights that can transform your waking existence. In the words of Edgar himself, sleep is not a cessation of life and consciousness, but rather an extension of life and consciousness beyond the physical dimension. The evidence of this truth isn't hidden in esoteric teachings. It's experienced by every human being each night, waiting only to be recognized and consciously embraced. Dreams are not random neural firings or simple processing of daily events. They are fragmented memories of your soul's astral journeys, carrying coded spiritual messages, encounters, and revelations. Edgar discovered through his remarkable work that these nighttime narratives serve as bridges between physical existence and the higher dimensions your soul visits while your body rests. The symbolic language of dreams operates beyond the limitations of logical thinking. When your soul returns from its travels bringing wisdom from other realms, it must translate multidimensional experiences into forms your waking mind can comprehend. This is why dreams often appear surreal or metaphorical. They are higher truths compressed into symbolic narratives. Consider the universal dream themes experienced across cultures. Flying represents the soul's natural freedom from physical constraints. Falling reflects the transition between dimensional states. Being pursued often symbolizes aspects of yourself seeking integration. Finding new rooms in familiar houses reveals discovering unexplored aspects of your consciousness. These common dream patterns aren't psychological curiosities, but reflections of authentic spiritual experiences. Edgar emphasized that dreams serve multiple spiritual purposes simultaneously. First, they function as messengers, delivering guidance from higher intelligence. The solution to a problem that appears in a dream isn't merely your subconscious processing. It's often direct spiritual guidance received during your soul's travels, translated into a form you can comprehend upon waking. Second, dreams serve as spiritual classrooms where your soul continues its eternal education. Those dreams where you're learning something new, being taught by a wise figure, or exploring unfamiliar knowledge aren't fantasies. They're actual learning experiences occurring on soul levels. The feeling of significance that accompanies these dreams is your recognition of their authentic spiritual importance. Third, dreams facilitate healing beyond physical limitations. The profound emotional release that can occur during dreams represents actual energetic clearing taking place on soul levels. When you wake feeling emotionally lighter after processing something in a dream, real spiritual healing has occurred. This explains why sleep is so essential for emotional well-being. It allows healing to occur beyond the constraints of waking consciousness. Fourth, dreams enable soul reunions with departed loved ones, spiritual guides, and soul family members. These meetings aren't wishful thinking, but genuine encounters occurring in dimensions where consciousness continues beyond physical death. The emotional resonance and clarity of these experiences differentiate them from ordinary dreams. They carry the unmistakable signature of authentic spiritual connection. Ancient traditions worldwide recognize these truths. The temple dream incubation practices of Egypt, Greece, and indigenous cultures weren't based on superstition, but on practical understanding of how the soul travels during sleep. By creating sacred space and setting clear intentions before sleep, these traditions facilitated conscious connection with higher wisdom through dreams. The prophetic nature of certain dreams further confirms their spiritual origin. When a dream reveals information you couldn't possibly know through ordinary means, events that later unfold exactly as dreamed, this demonstrates that during sleep, your consciousness accesses realms beyond physical time-space limitations. Edgar documented countless instances of such prophetic dreams, revealing how consciousness naturally transcends the limitations of space and time during sleep. Learning to work consciously with dreams constitutes a profound spiritual practice. By keeping a dream journal, setting intentions before sleep, and practicing dream recall, you develop greater awareness of your soul's nighttime journeys. Over time, the veil between waking consciousness and your soul's travels becomes increasingly transparent. The most transformative dreams often feature encounters with beings of light, experiences of unconditional love, or journeys through magnificent landscapes that feel more real than physical reality. These aren't fantasies but glimpses of the soul's true home, dimensions of higher consciousness, where your essence originated and to which it returns nightly. The emotional resonance that lingers after significant dreams, that sense of having experienced something profound that ordinary language struggles to capture, is your clearest evidence of their spiritual authenticity. Your soul recognizes truth, even when your logical mind cannot fully comprehend it. Edgar consistently taught that by paying attention to our dreams, we receive ongoing guidance for our spiritual evolution. Dreams reveal our current spiritual lessons, highlight areas needing healing, and provide glimpses of our soul's larger purpose. They constitute a nightly conversation between our physical consciousness and our higher spiritual nature. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, recognize that you're not simply resting, you're preparing for spiritual communion. Set an intention to remember your soul's journeys. Ask for guidance on your most pressing questions. The answers may arrive not as logical explanations, but as symbolic experiences carrying emotional wisdom that transcends intellectual understanding. In every culture throughout human history, dreams have been recognized as doorways to divine wisdom. This universal understanding isn't superstition, but recognition of a fundamental spiritual truth. During sleep, the soul travels beyond physical limitations, gathering wisdom that transforms waking life. The evidence is available to anyone willing to pay attention to the profound messages delivered each night from the infinite realms of consciousness. While your body rests in peaceful slumber, your soul embarks on journeys that transcend physical reality. Edgar revealed through his remarkable insights that during sleep, your consciousness can visit departed loved ones, commune with spiritual teachers, and explore realms that exist beyond Earth's material plane. These encounters leave profound emotional imprints that often linger upon waking, that inexplicable sense of having been somewhere significant, of having met someone important. The invisible world your soul explores during sleep operates according to different laws than physical reality. There, thought creates instantly, communication happens telepathically, and consciousness moves with the speed of intention rather than physical movement. This explains why dream experiences can feel simultaneously foreign to everyday reality, yet somehow more authentic. You're experiencing existence as your soul naturally perceives it, unfiltered by physical limitations. Those powerful dreams of deceased loved ones deserve special attention. When they appear with striking clarity, conveying messages of comfort or guidance, these aren't merely psychological projections, but genuine encounters. Notice how these dreams differ qualitatively from ordinary dreams. They carry a distinctive emotional signature, a sense of authentic presence that ordinary dream figures lack. The overwhelming feeling of love, the clarity of communication, and the sense of receiving healing or closure all point to the reality of these meetings in dimensions where consciousness continues beyond physical death. Edgar emphasized that these aren't simply subjective experiences, but actual encounters in what might be called the meeting places between dimensions. Your consciousness and that of your loved ones converge in realms where the soul naturally travels during sleep. This explains why multiple family members sometimes dream of the same departed person on the same night, each receiving pieces of a coherent message, evidence that something beyond subjective dreaming is occurring. Similarly, encounters with spiritual teachers and guides during sleep represent actual transmission of wisdom. Throughout history, countless spiritual seekers have received profound teachings during dream states, knowledge they couldn't have accessed through ordinary means. The consistent reports across cultures and eras of receiving spiritual instruction during sleep point to this as a universal human experience, not merely subjective imagination. The places your soul visits during these nocturnal journeys sometimes appear as magnificent landscapes, cities of light, or temples of knowledge that feel strangely familiar, yet surpass anything in physical reality. These aren't random creations of imagination, but glimpses of the many mansions of consciousness that exist beyond physical perception. The strange familiarity, that sense of recognition, occurs because your soul remembers what your waking mind has forgotten, the realms from which consciousness originates and to which it regularly returns. Edgar described how souls gather during sleep in what might be called spiritual conferences, meetings where information is exchanged, healing is received, and future physical events are sometimes coordinated. This explains those peculiar experiences of meeting someone for the first time in waking life, yet feeling an immediate, inexplicable connection. You've likely already met in these nighttime soul gatherings before physically encountering each other. These experiences reveal the fundamentally social nature of consciousness. Even in sleep, your soul seeks communion with other souls. The loneliness that can pervade physical existence dissolves during these nocturnal journeys as your consciousness reconnects with its spiritual family. The emotional healing that often occurs during sleep happens partly through these soul reunions that remind you of your place in the larger tapestry of consciousness. Some of the most transformative sleep experiences involve encounters with beings of profound wisdom and compassion, what various traditions might call angels, ascended masters, or divine intelligences. These meetings often convey universal love that transcends personal emotion, wisdom beyond intellectual understanding, and vibrations that continue to resonate through your energy field long after waking. The life-changing impact of these encounters provides compelling evidence of their authentic nature. Edgar consistently noted that these invisible world experiences aren't random, but precisely matched to your current spiritual needs and development. The souls you meet, the realms you visit, and the wisdom you receive all correspond to your unique spiritual journey. This divine orchestration explains why you often receive exactly the guidance needed for your current life challenges through dreams, evidence of an intelligence coordinating these experiences beyond your personal consciousness. Learning to consciously participate in these journeys constitutes a profound spiritual practice. By setting clear intentions before sleep, maintaining awareness during the transition between waking and sleeping states, and practicing immediate dream recall upon waking, you gradually build a bridge between your ordinary consciousness and your soul's nighttime explorations. This practice of conscious soul travel has been taught in spiritual traditions worldwide, precisely because it reveals the continuity of consciousness beyond physical limitations. The evidence of these invisible world encounters surrounds us. Consider those mornings when you wake with inexplicable emotions, profound peace, unexpected joy, or sometimes a poignant sadness. These emotional imprints often result from significant soul experiences during sleep that your waking mind cannot fully recall, but your emotional body clearly registers. Similarly, those sudden intuitive insights that arise upon waking, solutions to problems you'd been struggling with, creative inspirations that arrive fully formed, or clarity about relationships that seemed confusing, these are treasures your soul brings back from its invisible world journeys. They demonstrate that your consciousness continues gathering wisdom even as your body rests. Edgar revealed that these nighttime soul journeys aren't separate from your spiritual path, but integral to it. Each night offers opportunities for healing, learning, and communion that complement your waking spiritual practice. By honoring sleep as sacred time for soul exploration rather than mere physical rest, you align with this natural rhythm of spiritual development that alternates between physical experience and multidimensional soul journeys. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, recognize that you stand at the threshold of the invisible world where your consciousness naturally belongs. Set an intention to remember your encounters, to bring back wisdom that serves your highest purpose, and to strengthen your connection with the beings of light who guide your path. The evidence of the soul's freedom during sleep isn't hidden in esoteric teachings. It awaits your recognition in the miraculous journey you undertake each night. If these teachings about the soul's journeys during sleep have resonated with your own experiences, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Each week, we explore profound spiritual concepts that can transform your understanding of consciousness. Drop a comment below, sharing your own dream experiences or questions about soul travel. Your insights might help others on their spiritual journey. Remember, the evidence of our unlimited nature surrounds us, waiting to be recognized. Join our community of seekers as we continue exploring the infinite dimensions of consciousness together.